Imagine being thrown into the world 10,000 years ago. The horizon holds no comfort of a city skyline, only the terrifying threat of the unknown. Back then, humans were biologically pathetic. We lacked the bone-crushing jaws of the hyena. We lacked the ghostly stealth of the snow leopard. And we certainly lacked the percussive power of a mammoth. We were slow runners, with soft skin. By all laws of biology, we should have gone extinct. Yet, look around. Today, we dominate this planet. How did the ultimate underdog pull off the greatest comeback in history? The answer isn't muscle. It is a secret survival algorithm inside our brains. Our ancestors turned the mind into the ultimate weapon. They transformed a hostile Earth into a calculated laboratory of endurance.
Wow, look at
To understand this, meet Kale, a Paleolithic hunter. When you look at a flint rock, you see a crude stone. But to Kale, that stone is a tool of surgical precision. He knows exactly where to strike, and at what angle, to create a blade sharper than a modern steel scalpel.
sharp.
But the real revolution happened when Kale's tribe invented the Atlatl, the spear thrower.
For the whole tribe.
By extending his arm with a simple notched stick, Kale leverages the laws of physics. Leverage and torque. Multiply his throwing force exponentially. Now, he can stand 30 meters away at a safe distance and launch a projectile, clean through the thick hide of a woolly rhinoceros. This was the dawn of standoff capability.
I'll get that.
Maximize the distance between hunter and prey.
Save.
Maximize survival. Then came fire. Fire was more than warmth. It was an external stomach. When Kale cooks his meat, fire pre-digests the calories.
So much good.
This allowed the human gut to shrink, and the human brain to explode in size. At night,
My friends.
fire created a literal wall of safety against nocturnal monsters, turning the terrifying dark into a theater for strategy and storytelling.
And I win.
If Kale faces the wild alone, he dies in days. But Kale is not alone. He has the tribe.
We did it.
In this era, apathy is a death sentence. Every single person is a living library. The elders are organic GPS units. They remember exactly which valley holds water during a once-in-a-decade drought.
Water, water.
The youth provide the raw kinetic energy for the hunt. Others specialize in the complex chemistry of hide tanning
Perfect.
and resin production.
This is the one.
Their glue was nuanced language.
Ho.
While wolves and lions hunt on pure instinct,
The river.
Kale's tribe can sit down to dissect yesterday's failures
Ooga,
and plan for a migration weeks away.
ooga.
They do not operate as individuals. They act as a single, multi-headed organism. A mobile fortress of shared data,
Big guy.
capable of outthinking any singular predator on Earth.
Fast. What? How?
To Kale, the landscape is not scenery. It is a high-resolution manuscript,
Look at all the boxes.
a broken twig, a disturbed patch of moss, or the sudden flight of a bird, are all data points.
Humans ago.
This deep literacy enabled our most terrifying tactic,
Keep running.
the persistence hunt. Humans are lousy sprinters, but we possess a biological superpower, an internal cooling system, powered by sweat.
Stop.
In the blazing heat of midday,
I won't.
Kale and his pack target, a kudu.
Keep running.
The antelope is faster, but it cannot pant while running. It traps heat. Kale, however, sweats to cool down. He becomes a tireless shadow, a predator that literally never stops coming. Hour after hour, Kale jogs. Eventually, the antelope collapses from heat stroke. Humans conquered the fastest animals on Earth
Trophy.
through sheer,
Yeah.
stubborn stamina. They never wandered aimlessly either.
Almost. Look.
Kale's tribe chased the green wave, the seasonal pulse of vegetation.
Let's chase it. Got it.
They knew exactly when salmon choked the rivers,
Fall.
and when high-calorie nuts ripened in the highlands.
So many.
Their survival was a perfectly choreographed dance
Hooray for
with the Earth's natural cycles. Survival wasn't just about avoiding a tiger's teeth. It was about surviving invisible killers, infection and disease. Long before modern chemistry, our ancestors were master botanists.
Got it. Ooh.
Kale knows which tree bark contains pain-relieving salicylic acid, the grandfather of aspirin. He knows which fungi act as antibiotics,
Might help.
and which roots stop deep wounds from bleeding out.
Yes.
This wasn't magic. It was empirical science, bought with the price of blood. They also mastered the slow kill.
Time.
Kale learned to harvest neurotoxins from poisonous frogs, insects,
Ribbit.
and plants
Perfect.
to coat his arrowheads. A mere scratch from his arrow becomes a lethal strike. This tactical use of biochemistry allowed them to take down massive prey with zero physical risk. Intelligence was their evolutionary niche. Physical tools mean nothing without mental grit.
Please.
The ancient world was a place of constant trauma, loss,
Just what I
and extreme fear. To fight off panic, Kale's tribe used ritual and mythology. The famous cave paintings in Lascaux were not doodle pads. They were tactical visualization tools.
together. Got it.
Before a major hunt, the tribe gathered in the subterranean dark, looking at a massive bison painted under flickering firelight. They performed a mental rehearsal. They captured the animal's spirit in their minds before facing it in reality. This ritual dampened the amygdala, the brain's fear center. When a real, enraged bison charged the next morning, the hunters didn't freeze. They kept a cold, calculating head. As the Ice Age ended, human tactics shifted from harvesting the wild to manipulating it. They began burning forests selectively to force fresh grass to grow, baiting wild game right to their doorstep. Then came the greatest military alliance in history, turning the wolf into the dog.
For you.
By sharing food with a rival predator, humans acquired an early warning radar system and a tracking partner with superhuman senses.
Bark, 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 bark.
With dogs guarding the perimeter,
To worry, everyone.
the human camp became impenetrable,
Hooray.
and hunting success skyrocketed. Finally, the invention of pottery and granaries allowed humans to freeze time.
Time for a
They stored the abundance of summer to survive the lethality of winter. Populations exploded. Civilizations took root. We often look back at ancient people with pity.
Just look at him.
We view their lives as miserable, brutal, and short. But that is a massive misunderstanding of their brilliance.
Farce.
You and I
Here.
are sitting here today because we are the descendants of the greatest
He's
survivalists
my great-great-grandpa.
the world has ever known.
That cool.
Every strand of your DNA passed through the most brutal filter nature could throw at it.
Wow.
We traded the flint knife
wow.
for the silicon chip.
Watch this.
We traded the cave painting for the digital screen.
Awesome.
But the underlying drive remains exactly the same. The ancient survival kit was never a bag of tools. It was a mindset. The absolute refusal to be a victim of your environment, and the audacity to reshape the world
Look at that.
through the power of imagination.
Perfecto.
As we face the new, complex challenges of the 21st century, perhaps the best way forward is to look back.
The path is
Remember the grit,
follow
the intelligence, and the tactical genius of those who walked the earth when it was still wild.
and we trap it. Yes.
They didn't just survive,
Victory and stay.
they decoded the secret of how to thrive.
What is it?
Their legacy is our existence. The hunt continues.
Yeah, we're almost there. Nothing can stop us.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what topic you'd like to see next.